Hey, hi. My name is Clintleetwood, and I'm here with another Mechabellum Replay review. Excuse me. Today, I have a replay from a player by the name of Lacetyl. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. They said on the Discord, "Hello everyone, I am a new player looking for some tips to improve my gameplay. This particular game was against tarantulas with spider mines. 1350 MMR versus 1450. I'm assuming our player Lacetyl is the 1350 player in question. And VaaQ, our antagonist, I suppose, is the other player, right? Or the 1450. So the two specialists, let's set the stage real quick. We have two specialists here of Lacetyl on Elite Spec with Crawler Storm, and we are against Rhino Spec with Tarantula Marksman. Cool. Just as a heads up, this is probably going to be a long video, bordering on at least 30 minutes, if not longer. I have a tendency to like to step through this replay and pause whenever I see something worth talking about, and then, well, talking about it. This is going to be sort of a long take, one take, I guess is the better way to put it, sort of stream of consciousness, long form dialogue with myself regarding the things that you are doing and how I might approach it slightly differently. At the end of the replay, I will take over a couple rounds and see if we can piece together something a little more efficient, or you know, just to test out a couple ideas. So just some initial thoughts on this opening draft. You're deeply favored here. I think as long as we can keep these tarantulas in one spot, I think your Stormcaller should get the job done. The only thing I'm worried about is if our chaff dies too fast and his chaff gets on our Stormcallers. So I would say that something I'd really like to see from you round one here is double Arclight opener. What I expect from your opponent is either probably crawlers. I wouldn't imagine going fangs into this. This seems kind of brutal to go like fangs. I mean, you could do like horizontal things like here, I guess, but like even still, that's like pretty brutal. So I'd imagine it's probably like horizontal crawlers back here, or maybe vertical, as this is a lower MMR game. But let's see how this turns out. Semi-aggro based positioning. They are running assault marksman, so we might see some spider assault, which is cool. But what did your opponent buy? Oh, another spider. Okay, so it turns out that you make the call to go level 2 marksman, which was strictly better than my call for level 2 arclights here. This is a bit of an unconventional opener, and I would say it's not good into what you currently have. These sort of like chaffless openers, in my mind, are a bit cheesy, and they definitely don't work in the long run. That is a rule of thumb that I sort of adhere to. There are very, very few exceptions where that isn't true. And but I'll be honest, I can't even think of an example that comes up currently, so. Okay, I would expect you to be able to win this pretty hard. Because, yeah, this dies immediately. This basically dies in the next shot. You know, this is going to die in the next shot. Yeah, and so you win this very handedly. You get some great experience on your marksman. Yeah, this looks very comfortable. The question becomes, does he click assault mode here? Laser sights comes up. Yep, both players take it. Makes perfect sense. Interesting. I think level 2 crawlers are a great pickup here, honestly. Something that I would really like to see you do, though, and this is just like a small optimization thing. These crawlers in the back left flank like this are exploitable. So, and by exploitable, right, we could put an arc light here, and that dies immediately. But realistically, right, when there's fire badger drops that occur all the time, and a fire badger right here will spawn in and absolutely toast this. And the way we can get around that, right, is if we move this over just 3 paces. So it'd be 1, 2, 3. So these should be like right here. And the beauty of that is that if there's a fire badger drop at any point, we put down a rhino and it's immediately answered. So just some small tech and some small optimization to keep in mind. Your opponent, I think, does the wise thing here, which is they select crawler to recruit and then mass recruit out crawlers. And in the reality of these things, right, elite spec is favored early on in these opening rounds. So we want to try to stem as much bleeding when we're against opening or against elite spec. But I think another important breakpoint here. Yeah, so if you look at the damage to Tarantula, they do 580, and crawlers have 584 HP. So we are so far ahead here in the sense that his chaff clear doesn't one-shot our stuff, and our chaff clear is like pretty solid, right? We're gonna hold him here. We're gonna hold him like right around this line. And these Stormclawers are going to have a heyday. But let's see how this goes. I think these crawlers on the line are very ill-placed. But it kind of makes sense, because if not, everything kind of sort of dies. So we might be in a little bit of trouble because we don't have any middle chaff here. So his chaff is going to get on our stuff. And our marksmen are shooting the wrong things. This is where I would really like to see an arc light early on. VaaQ, I think, takes the correct card here against elite spec, which is deployment spec. We match with deployment spec ourselves, and it looks like we're gonna go triple arc. Oh, okay, double arc, and then crawlers where? Okay, I think this is fine. I would have really liked to see us just shore up this spot, so we could just had some crawlers right here, and I don't think it can crack us. Right now, we're kind of playing a small gamble. In one, we're hoping that nothing is back here to delay us or kill us. But two, right, this will take some time to come in. So we're playing this like sort of like gambling game of, can I hold the line long enough for this to come in and matter? And it might, but it's hard to say. I really like these arc light pickups, though. I think that's very heads up. And we got... And see, we're gonna get got by the same thing that happened to us last time. It's just we don't have anything to hold down the middle. So our single target DPS here gets completely crushed. But we do manage to get the tower, and it is a pretty favorable tower timing, I would say. We killed probably both of these. Okay. Oh man, it's so close. Does he get that tower? He does, but I don't think this is meaningful. Yeah, and it dies right here. Nice. Okay, cool. So yeah, I think the only glaring weakness in your position right now is that middle section. VaaQ goes for Mustangs. I think that's a great call. What would I do if I was you, Lacetyl? I think there's some merit to these fangs, honestly. This is so many deployments, right? Because we could have, what is this? 4 deployments from this, and if we click mass recruit, We could recruit. I mean, gosh, we could recruit 8 units this round. All right, so we could go like Crawler, Arclight, Fang, I don't know, Crawler, and just be hitting this guy left, right, and center. So I'm curious. You go for double Scorpion. I don't hate this idea either. I think this is a very strong unit to be utilizing early on. He doesn't have an insanely strong single target DPS. His best option, right, is this marksman here. And this still takes quite a bit of time to chew through, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it's about 10 shots. So, you know, that's 30 seconds. It's quite a bit of the round time. And so this is sort of what I was talking about earlier, right? Your opponent can just answer these flanks with a Rhino, and it's very hard to deal with that. So all right. Lots of spiders coming out. So I think the Scorpions are actually a pretty heads-up play here. And I really like the Phoenixes here, too. I think, right, with... I've encountered this, right, where I think Phoenixes into spiders are just insanely strong. The only thing I don't like is that this combo, this Phoenix Marksman combo, doesn't really work. So I would really like to see us be selling out of these in the next couple turns. This is a little unfortunate. But this is a really nice leash early on. So is this. This looks good. The center is still under fire with these AM crawlers. So we really need to be shoring that up. I don't feel like we're looking at the board here. And that's something we need to be doing. But this is also a very solid win. I think the Scorpion actually ends up living, which is an extra 300 damage, which really starts to stack up. I mentioned earlier, right, that Elite Spec is typically very strong in the early rounds. It starts to, or I think I just mentioned that part, but an important distinction here, I think, is that later on, and this is about the point where I'm talking about, is that Elite Spec starts to fall off a little bit. Rounds 5, 6, into about round 8 is where the other player should start to sort of make up the economical disadvantage of the opponent being able to recruit level 2 units early on. One, because we've gotten levels ourselves, right? And two, this person could easily tech into a giant and another unit, and we cannot. We can tech into a giant, and I mean, a giant with super heavy is terrifying, but if we don't preemptively do that or guess the turn where that happens, we can suddenly find ourselves very far behind. And giants hit for 400, right? And that's a lot of HP damage. So I think super heavy is heads up. I think another thing worth considering in that last pack is mass-produced Rhino, right? It would make our Rhinos level 2 at 200 cost, if I'm not mistaken. And we don't really care about the health debuff, right? Because we're getting to recruit it at level 2. And if you look, right, there isn't great single target damage. So I don't know what techs you're running, right? But if you're running armor, we could completely invalidate these Mustangs. And for the most part, not entirely, but mitigate a lot of the damage coming out of these spiders. So yeah, let's see how we play this round. Okay, so we go for a giant, and I think this is a little... I think this might be the wrong giant to go for here. I'm curious to see, or curious to hear what you're seeing here that makes you think Overlord is correct. But for me, right, I see Marksman with the potentiality of clicking this button, and Mustangs with the potentiality of clicking these two buttons. And that'll shut down an Overlord pretty fast, even with super heavy armor. So, I mean, are you running armor or field maintenance? And you aren't. So, this could be a cheese, right? We could be going over here in this corner and doing like a mobile beacon thing. And that's fine, right? We do run jump drive. We could just jump it back, but that's a pretty heavy and expensive cost to handle here. If you were deciding to go for a giant, I think Vulcan is the correct answer. I think Vulcan does pretty well into this board. Kills the Mustangs, kills the potential threat of spider mines once you click Scorch, and kills tarantulas pretty effectively once you click Scorch. So I am kind of curious to see or hear what your thought process behind this was. I don't think this is correct. Okay. It has 80,000 health. Oof. Guy has 96,000 health. Jesus. Okay, we put some fangs here to hopefully shore down the middle, but it looks like it's just not enough still. I really think if we just go some level 2 crawlers here, it's fine. And this is kind of the question now, right? Is how fast does this Overlord die? It looks like it's dying pretty damn fast. Yep, and that makes sense, right? The first round where we lose is round 5. You go for triple Typhoon. I think this is a great pickup. I totally understand where your head is at here, right? You're saying I need to be able to kill the mines, and I think Typhoons do a great job at this. I also think, oh wait, no, those are, I saw them in air, and it looked like they were on your opponent's side. No, and I was going to say that I think this button makes them very effective at even killing tarantulas and kind of sniping stuff in the back. So, yeah, no, I think this is super heads up. I kind of want to see you just drop like 2 more. That'd be sweet. I think you should sell this off, drop like 3 more, and we're cooking. I'm gonna put a pin in that actually. I really like the Typhoon, and I think it's a underutilized unit. And I think I want to do like a round 3 review real quick and say crawler in middle plugs hole ? Your opponent sells off a worm. And this is where spider mines can get really scary, right? Once like a level 3 tarantula starts to show up, this tech gets a little out of control. So to give you an idea, these spider mines I think now have basically 2,400 HP, which is about the same much as a Stormcaller, and will deal 1,300 damage. That's spooky, man. That's a lot of damage. Oh, sorry, no. 13,000 damage, not 1,300. 13,000. Math's hard. Okay. Rolling more boats, which I think is a little ill-fated here. Ouch. Okay, nice. Killed that pretty quickly. Killing this all pretty quickly. The only thing I'm worried about is if we have enough stuff to clear the air, but it looks like we do. This is going to kill that pretty quick. Goodbye. Yeah, okay, cool, nice. We wrestled back a lot of tempo this round. When in doubt, more boats, I guess, huh? Yeah, I mean, orbital bombardment for, I think both of you is like pretty keen. Yeah, makes perfect sense. We're gonna oil. I think this is smart, right? We feel like we can kill them. This is very heads up. This is something I don't see a lot of players do, right? Which is this idea that I think I can kill you, so I'm going to throw as much shit at you and see if you can survive it, right? We'll probably also see this button get clicked, rapid resupply, as well as enhanced range. We've taken both 1-1 on the tower. I honestly didn't see that, so kudos to you. That's also very good. You love to see it. Both of you take range on Phoenixes. Sure. And we go another Phoenix. Okay, cool. I was a little worried that we weren't getting enough bang for our buck on this tech, but I think you were trying to make a read on when your opponent was going to click range, and we just got ahead of it, so very nice. Another unsung hero here about this oil is that it slows down these spider mines, and thus the push, and we just eviscerate the right air, but it looks like he's still going to get in. No. Looks like the orbital on this side was a lot better, probably because of the shield. It looks like we didn't click rapid resupply, right? I think if we clicked rapid resupply here and go shield, this round looks so much different. Round 7, rapid resupply, and double shield. Yep, underground threat is sweet. I would love to see you click replicate here. I would love to see you click replicate. You go, wow. Hey, smart stuff. Mobile beacon? Yeah, beautiful. This is one of the things that you can always look for, and you should always be looking for. I think you also kind of are cognizant of the fact that we might be pulling these Phoenixes back or these Mustangs over. So you are putting these guys up as a delay. That's beautiful. That's some good stuff. Okay, we clicked rapid resupply. We clicked mass recruit and temp range. We grabbed a bunch more Phoenixes, which I think is somewhat correct. I feel like these Scorpions are not doing much anymore. Something we could do, right, is we could just sell these and go replicate. Or we sell one of them. I might be wrong. Okay, hold on. 65k. They aren't doing great. They're not dead weight, but they aren't doing the best. Yep, and we get this tower, and that's the game. This is an incredibly long debuff. Let me get to chew through all of his stuff before it matters. Still debuffed, and it's now off, yeah. And we just have an overwhelming air force over here. We've still got a marksman with laser sight on the ground, deeply outranging everything. This marksman's gonna die on the oil. And, yeah. Heads up play by you here, huh? I guess you've leveled this tower up at some point, too. I didn't see that. But smart. Cool. All right. I have an idea here. I wanted to... I think it was round 3. Yeah, we went deployment spec. I'd like to take over for Lacetyl. Deployment spec. I think you went boom. I'm not going to do the aggressive flank, even though I like it. What I'm curious about is if this holds. And I'll just take the 100 and... Okay, so we just need an arc light here. Oh, we actually won. Nice. Okay. I want to play around and see how much better that goes for us if I put down an arc light. All right, round 3. Doo-doo-doo. And this is like an idea I see floated quite a bit when it comes to Stormcallers, is that you kind of want to tuck them in between arc lights. What you'll see, right, is sometimes you'll see Mizim do this, where it'll have like Stormcaller, 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 and then you have like arc light, arc light, arc light, arc light, arc light, arc light, and it does a lot of work. It's very hard to crack too, I feel like. Not without giants or something with a lot of HP. Okay, cool. And then we'll follow up with the same play here, which is just take our 1 attack bonus. Do we turn? Cool. Beautiful. Oof. Okay, so this actually loses. Good to know. So, Crawler was better here. And I think that basically comes down to the fact that we don't really have anything to stand in front of the arc light, so the snipers pick it off pretty quickly. Okay, cool. I think it was some good experimentation right there. Something that I would also really like to check out is round 6. If we just mass recruited a bunch of Typhoons, how that would turn out. This is mainly to scratch an itch, but I'm also just sort of curious because I'd have to check the stats, but I don't think like the boats are that good here. I could be wrong. I'm gonna do this. I click this. I'm gonna sell this, and I'm just gonna. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oops. Oops. Whoa. Sorry, camera. Let's just do something like this. Kind of tuck them in. Put these next to the Scorpions. The Scorpions are shooting the good stuff. And, yeah, this seems fine. And a little super heavy. I don't know. It seems fine. Oh, yeah. I mean... Oh, yeah. We have infinite chaff clear. The only thing I'm worried about is this Rhino. Might not be able to kill it. What if we kill the Phoenix? Oh my gosh. Oh my god! There we go. Cool. That was sweet. Yeah, so like we could just do mass typhoons here. Next turn we click missiles. Oh man, you know what? I'm gonna replay that round, and I'm going to see how it looks like with missiles, because I think it's disgusting. So I'm going to loan here, which is something you should not be doing. Well, it's something you should consider at round 6, but not. It's not required. It's not always correct. But at round 6, right, there's usually enough stuff on the board to kill your opponent. So, all right, let's take over for Lacetyl. Yes, please. Come over here. Field recovery. You. This. And then missiles, baby. Okay, this seems good. Boom, 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 boom. That's cool, man. Oh my gosh, the right is completely crumbled. The middle has completely crumbled. Oh, this is just a hard win. Oh. Yeah, so I mean, this is a route we could have done, right? It turns out these unique unit drops, that's a lot of damage, by the way. These unique unit drops are just, I think, uniquely stronger on Elite Spec. And I think the reality, right, is that a level 2 Typhoon feels so much better than a level 1 Typhoon, mainly because of these two techs here, right? They both scale with level. And I think the same is true with like a Sabertooth. A level 2 Sabertooth feels so much better than a level 1 Sabertooth, because the time to kill on a Sabertooth for a giant at level 2, I think is like 2 or 3 shots. And I think that's only like 12 seconds. It's pretty damn fast. But cool. And then I wanted to look at one more thing here, which is round 7, where I don't think we click rapid resupply when we could have. I'm just gonna look at the round again to make sure I saw that correctly. But my understanding here was that we did not click rapid resupply, and we did not shield when we could have, and that might have been a huge difference maker in orbital bombardment turn. Fast deploy. Look range on Overlord. Okay, yeah, so we have 50 and we click. Okay, cool. So yeah, we do not end up. We do not end up clicking. So I'm just going to step through exactly what you did. You went upgrade, range, range. I'm not sure what the last two things were. I think you went another Phoenix. I'm going to assume another thing at Chaff. So I'm just going to do this, because I think it's probably fine. But here, I'm going to click this button. Just shore up our Stormcallers and see if everything's okay. I mean, call me crazy. This looks so much better for you. This is still going to get in, though. But Probably not enough. We kept a strong caller here. Yeah, and we end up winning the round. And we did not win this round, right? So, okay, so I think we got a couple things here, right? One, I think some key takeaways here. I'm just going to speak very candidly. I think you played very heads up. I think you read the opponent very well, the board situation very well. You applied the pressure early on to not allow your opponent to make mistakes in the later rounds, and then once they did, you exploited that, and that is a perfect example in like the round 8 Wasp flank. I think that's a stroke of genius. So I think you navigated the elite spec the elite spec sort of like play style very intelligently and with a very clear plan. What I would say though is I think in this scenario, Overlords may not be the best answer when there's a lot of single target DPS in the form of marksman or not really a single target DPS on this unit, but in some capacity, yes, Mustang. We need to be very cognizant of going air. Aerial specialization can be a complete hose against us there. Number 2, right? I think you didn't really rapid resupply until the final round when you knew you could kill the opponent, but you were also like not round 7. I don't think you were oiling round 7, but or maybe you did. I think that's what might have been what you've done and did in that last round instead of like the extra chaff. I don't think that's neither here or really the difference maker here. But something that I want to see you do, right, is that round 6, if you think you can kill your opponent, push. Round 7, if you think you can kill your opponent, push. Round 8, you must always be loaning and always be clicking temp range after the fact. Another thing, right, so I think you didn't really respect the orbital, right? You played it yourself, but you didn't play around it yourself. That's one of those spells that in general is so cheap that you can almost guarantee an opponent to pick it up. So you saw how much of a difference, even though those shields went down pretty early, how much they made in that last round, right? We actually ended up winning as opposed to, or that last round I demonstrated, not the last round of the game, that we ended up actually winning as opposed to losing that round. Outside of that, I think the only other real glaring mistake here is you need to be watching the whole board. We had crawlers pushing our center for way too long. We need to plug those holes up. The hard part about playing elite spec is if we have a couple rounds not go in our favor, suddenly that level advantage that we had or we have is now gone, and the game gets very difficult after that. So yeah, I think that's just about it. I'm terrified to see how long this video is. 40 minutes. Wonderful. Well, I apologize in retrospect for having to listen to my droning voice talk about Mechabellum, but I hope it comes across that I really do love this game and I really have a desire to help people learn, and I sincerely hope, Lacetyl, that you, and once again I hope I'm pronouncing that right, that you took away something really meaningful here. You said, I think you're 1350. I think with just a couple more fundamentals and tightening up a couple things, you're easily 1600. Yeah, man, make that push. And I'd be happy to review another replay and go over whatever there is. But that is all for me. I'm gonna do the whole YouTube sign out shindig. So, like, comment, subscribe, And if you enjoy my content, I highly recommend checking out my co-commentary with Stoney over at Stoney Mechabellum. And if you want to watch me rage tilt and lose my MMR on ladder at some point next week or maybe this weekend, I'll be streaming some Mechabellum on Twitch over at twitch.tv/Clintleetwood. All right. You are all lovely people. Thank you for tuning in. Bye.